Say hi, Daddy.
Hello everyone, it is Monday the 18th and I'm kind of doing things a bit backwards because I'm recording my intro after I've already filmed some bits for this week, but hey ho, it's gonna be one of those weeks. I'm Kirsty if you're new here, and basically this week is a bit of a mismatch. So I'm on holiday at my dad's house, and basically when I'm here they like to do things and they're kind of like very group and people oriented. So where I'm used to living in a house with one other person and we pretty much never spend time together, or if we do it's like a couple of hours a day. Here it's the opposite, where it's like I am lucky, not lucky, but it's like rare that if I get a couple of hours a day alone. But as a result, it means that I'm doing a lot more interacting with people, so I don't really have as much time to be working and writing, etc. But I'm here for the rest of the week. This is like my Easter break. And yeah, it's 5:45 and I'm only just recording my intro for the week, even though I've been to places and I've done some bits that I wanted to record. So yeah, I'm going to start off by saying I hope you all had a good Easter, or whatever holiday it is that you celebrate this time of the year. I hope you had a good one. I ate tons of lamb and roast dinner. I ate too much chocolate, and today I've not really wanted to eat. But reading goals for this week, I have to finish The Hate U Give because I've nearly finished that now. I am starting a buddy read with my best friend where we're reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I also brought Rivers of London with me to at least get more of that done because, surprise, surprise, I still have not done any of it. What else? Oh, I'm almost finished with the fourth book in the Fever series. So I should be able to get that done in the next day or two. So hopefully by the end of this week I can get book 5 done, which was my target for this month, is to get to book 5. So those are my reading goals for the week. I don't want to overload and do too much. Writing goals, I am hoping to get to 10k for Nano. Like, my goal is 20k for the end of the month, but by the end of this week I want to try and get to 10k. So basically tomorrow I'm going to be holding myself up in the study and trying to crack out as many words as I can, because we have plans for Wednesday and Thursday and I go home Friday evening, or Friday, I don't actually know when yet, but I'm not going to have as much time to write as I was kind of thinking that I would. But I forgot that we're sort of quite busy here, and when they know that I'm here, they like to plan things, and I'm like, guys, I just like that I'm in a different place to my usual home. I'm happy to just have a mundane life. I just like being away from my house. But I don't think I'm going to get to 10k by the end of this week, so I reckon if I can try and get 2 or 3, that would be great. And that's about it, really. Wednesday, I'm going to meet with a friend who lives very close to my dad, and I've not seen him in 5 years. But we've been back in touch, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in person for the first time in forever. We're going to Sherwood Forest because my dad's only a 10-minute drive from where the Major Oak is, and he took me there he and my stepmom took me there at the weekend, and I loved it. So I'm meeting up with my friend. We're going to go around Edwinstowe, go for a walk around there and get some lunch. Thursday, I'm going to visit a friend of my stepmom's with my stepmom. And then, obviously, like I said, Friday I'll be heading home. So yeah, I've got quite a full week for once. So hopefully that means that this vlog's going to be quite full. Today we went to Clumber Park, which is a old estate in Nottinghamshire. And it was really nice. We didn't really walk around the lake. We went a slightly different way, so we only walked around part of the lake. But I got loads of photos of the flowers there, and yeah, it was nice. They had like a centre that had like wildlife and ecology, and you can imagine me being the ecologist was quite excited, especially when I saw that one of their displays was dedicated to bats. I was a little bit happy. I will either tune in with you later on this evening with an update, or I will update at some point in the week, probably tomorrow while I'm doing my work. So yeah, good start to what's going to hopefully be a really good week. Hello, it is Tuesday, yes, because Dad's back at work, and I've just had a quick shower, washed my hair. I finished The Hate U Give yesterday. I took it to bed thinking, you know, it's like 10 o'clock. By the time I finish reading this, it'll be about 11. And it was. Okay, the ending, it was still fantastic, don't get me wrong. And like the riot scenes and Star's speech towards the end of the book did have me in tears, and I was almost bawling my eyes out. But I don't know, it didn't quite end how I thought it was going to, but it was still very powerful, and the author note at the end was really powerful. I have the Waterstones special edition, and it had like exclusive extras and deleted scenes and things, and they were all brilliant. But yeah, I haven't rated it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 5-star. It is currently, in my head, it is currently the front runner for Book of the Year. And yeah, there were a couple of bits, and Chelsea agreed with, like, Chelsea said it and I agreed with her too. There were a couple of bits where it felt the book slowed down a little bit too much, and it almost took away from the enjoyment of the book, because it just felt, after that first few chapters are so intense and so powerful, that the book then kind of felt a bit slumpy for the majority afterwards, which was weird. And yeah, there were a lot of sort of slower bits that it was kind of like, well, do we need this? But overall, I thought it was an incredible book. It was definitely an eye-opener. And it just kind of reflects the world. Like, when I think about it, when this book was published, it was before George Floyd. It was before the Black Lives Matter sort of boost of 2020. Yet, to this day, these things are still happening. Young boys get killed based off race and things, and the officers are rarely, if ever, indicted over it. And it's like, why are they not, like, you don't shoot a gun lightly, or at least in my experience, my knowledge, you don't shoot a gun unless you are intending to kill. And when you look through a lot of these, it's like there is no reason or need to have fired a gun in those situations. If that person is pointing a gun at you and you know they have a weapon, then yeah, otherwise the most that Khalil in the book, the most that he should have had was maybe being tasered. But that, again, I think for me that shocks me, because it's like, police in the UK don't have guns, and this argument of, well, you know, if the criminals have guns, the police officers should have guns. Like, even in the UK, the criminals sometimes have guns, but the police do not. Yet I'll need to look it up, but I don't remember the last time that a police officer was charged or for killing someone in custody. I'm just like, how is that the norm? I don't get it. I don't get guns. I don't, you know, in the UK we had a guy go into a school in Dunblane in Scotland. He went into the school, he shot a load of kids. As a result of that, the gun laws tightened, and there's not been another school shooting since, and that was over 20 years ago now. Or about 20, I can't remember the exact date. But the kids weren't much different to my own age. You know, and I don't know, this book really made me understand the American system a lot more. And it also made me fear it, and fear for the people a lot more. Definitely an experience to read. And it, as Chelsea said, it was a really good book to buddy read, because we obviously have different experiences living in two different countries, and it was a book that it incited a lot of conversation. There were a lot of points to talk about, from the heavy emotional intensity to how sweet we both found it that Star's dad, Maverick, this big scary guy, loved gardening and was talking about roses. We were just like, that was really lovely, and we need more gardening dads in books. So yeah, it was a fantastic book. I also quite liked the character of Chris, Star's boyfriend, who was white, because having him in the book, especially towards the end of the book, there's like a scene where a song starts getting played and he is rapping along with it, but every time it says the N word, like, he doesn't say the word, and like the comment from Star is like, as he should. And obviously I already knew that bit, but there's little bits within the book that through Chris we're kind of being educated as white people, like, this is how to be an ally and do it correctly and be respectful. And I like that instead of just going, oh, white people don't do this, like, this is what they should do, they instead have an actual white character in there being educated. And I, as a white person, I liked that, because I've learned a little bit more how I can be a better ally through reading that character. But yeah, overall, definitely an extraordinarily powerful book, one that I reckon people should read. I've just spoke for 8 minutes just about this book, so hope you enjoy. But definitely one that is going to stick with me and going to haunt me, and I think it's safe to say this one's going to be a 5-star. But yeah, I'm about to sit and do some writing now. In about 30 minutes, I've got the online writing group that I'm in, the Writer's Hour. So I'll be working on that for an hour, and my aim by the end of today, like I originally said, by the end of this week I want to get 10k written. I don't know if that's going to happen, but certainly by the end of today I want to get at least 2,000 words written. And I know what I'm like, on a good day I can do that in an hour. So I want to try and hit as much of that target as possible. And get on with that. Hey guys, it is Sunday something, Tuesday I believe. No, it's Wednesday. I'm just getting ready. Gonna try something new with my styling. I'm gonna try putting my dungarees on over like my jumper and that, and see how that looks. And then I'm heading out in about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes maybe, to meet with a friend that I haven't seen since I lived in Nottingham, and that was 5 years ago. So it's going to be good having a bit of a catch up, going out for a walk in Sherwood Forest, because that's only 10 minutes away, and then going for some dinner, well, lunch, and a walk around the little village. So hopefully the weather's going to hold up. Not really got any reading plans today. Didn't really do any reading last night either. That's a lie, I read some more of Dream Fever. So I got about 2/3 of the way through that now. Got something in my eye. But yeah, I need to move and do stuff, so I'm gonna go, and that one's only a quick one. But yeah, hope you have a good Wednesday, and I'll speak to you soon. Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Yesterday was a really great day, and we had a pretty lovely day, and it was really good catching up. We then, not we, then got home, read a couple of bits from a new book that I've got, which is the Darwin Awards 2. So, stories of people who have eliminated themselves from the gene pool by being idiots, basically. And some of the stories are a bit tragic, some of them are just bloody hilarious. It's like, really? You're that stupid? Today, I also finished book 4 in the Fever series last night. So that's now I've done Dark Fever, Blood Fever, Fey Fever, and Dream Fever. And now I'm on Shadow Fever, which is the final in the Mac series. It's the book that I wanted to get to by the end of the month, and I'm pretty damn proud of myself that I've gone through it. I gave Dream Fever 4.5 stars, as it was the best so far in the series, and my favourite is the one that I'm about to read now, because it's kind of where things kind of come to a head. It's the final in the it was the original final to the series. It was really good, and it wrapped a lot of stuff up. So I started that last night, and I'll try and get that done today. It's my last day here at my parents'. I go home tomorrow morning, so it's just kind of spending some time with them. Today I'm going out with my stepmom to visit one of her friends, and then I think we're thinking about making a trip into a town that we pass on the way to go and do some charity shop hunting. It'll be nice. Might pick up some books. I have picked up a few books on this week. When we went to Clumber Park, they've got a second-hand bookstore, and yesterday I picked up 2 books, so you will be getting a little mini holiday haul when I get home. So expect that in the next week or so. I'm just going to enjoy my last day of holiday, and then back home tomorrow, and then my brother's asked me to babysit on Saturday for him. I'm gonna go get dressed, start my day. It was payday today as well, so I can order some candle making stuff. So I'm gonna go do that. Going home with some friends. No friendos. Happy Friday. You can see I'm back in my usual spot. I'm back home. Arrived about an hour ago, and I've just kind of had something to eat, and then I kind of don't have the energy to do anything today. I really slept terribly last night. I didn't really want to come home. Like, I really love being there. And then I woke up at 10 to 6 this morning, needing the toilet. And that was it. My brain went, hey, we're awake now. And I was like, no, we're not. And my brain was like, yes, we are. No, I'm not. Yes, we are. So, but yeah, I read a little bit more of Shadow Fever just before I fell asleep last night. I've also ordered some books from Barb's Bookland, I believe it's called. her channel's called. But on Discord she was doing like a bundle deal for some of the books, so I went through the video that was associated with them and I found 10 that I was interested in, so I've ordered those. So I've got a pretty cool book haul coming soon. And then just for you guys that actually watch the vlog, here's a sneak peek of books that I got on holiday. So you've got a sneak peek. And I do have a couple more in my bag that I got. One of them ended up being left at my dad's because he was very interested in it and wanted to read it, and that was the Darwin Awards book, which, if you don't know what the Darwin Awards are, look them up. They're quite amusing. Tragic, but amusing. But yeah, I went charity shopping yesterday, and from the charity shop I got a jumper. So you're going to see me in more different clothing. I got a book and a set of tins that are now in the shed because they're going to be candle making supplies. Then TK Maxx, I got myself a notebook because it's me. I can't not get a notebook, and I love the fringe notebooks. I got a wicker basket, so when I'm downstairs I can just leave that down here and save having piles of things everywhere. And I just bought some toiletry stuff and some new hair shampoo and things. And some food bits. And then today I've come home with some tomato plants from my dad, so I now have some tomatoes to start growing. And then about 20 minutes after I got home, there was a massive bang on the window. I thought it was my brother, because sometimes he does that to make me jump. He'll like bang on the window to announce that he is here. It wasn't. It was a pigeon, so now we have a pigeon splat on the window, and there's like a little puff, and then there's like a little flick where the wing is, so we now have a pigeon imprint. And I do recall seeing a pigeon fly off a second after the bang, so it's not dead, it's not on the floor, but it probably has a heck of a concussion right now, which I think's pretty funny. Like, stupid pigeon. Yeah, it's been a fantastic week. I'm kind of sad to be back, but I'm at that stage now where I'm just so tired because it's been pretty non-stop. And even when we've not gone out, it's still been very heavy on the social side, which I don't do a lot of, so it's been a bit overwhelming. But now that I'm back, it feels too quiet, and I feel like I don't really know what to do with myself. So I'm just gonna let myself sit for a bit longer. I'm gonna unpack and sort out what needs to go upstairs, what needs to go in the laundry. And then I've got some, because I did no writing and I did no editing, and I basically didn't really do any writing, and I was hoping to do a lot, but like I said, when I'm there it's very full on, and I don't really, now that I'm back, I plan on getting on catching up, and then I'll be back at work next week, and I'm just going to say to work to just try and get me on as many days as possible, because there's only a few weeks left of the school year now, so unless I manage to get a summer job, I'm not going to be getting any money in over July and August, so I need to work my little butt off, and then I'll catch in later if I get any reading done. You can't really see it, but there's the splat mark, and streak up there is the wing. Hey everyone, welcome to this pretty gloomy Saturday, but also welcome to my workshop. I've had a bit of a kind of day, but then I sat down and watched Heartstopper, and oh my god, it was so good. Like, and I've discovered that Heartstopper is on Webtoons, so I'm now able to actually get access all of it, so I'm going to read it now, because I've only read the first volume, and I've got the 4th volume on the way from Barb, but I haven't read in between, so I'll get those. But I decided today to cheer myself up because I've ordered some mica powders and some like dried flowers like these for my candles. And I thought I would do a batch of candles that I needed, and I've also done my very first ever wax melts. So we now have a Highlander, so Jamie Fraser candles that will be back in stock. And I also have done my very first ever wax melts, and I'm using these little cupcake silicone things because I just do that and they pop out. And I think for a wax melt, I think that's a pretty decent size. Like, obviously I need to now tidy up the bottom a little bit, but I think all in all, I'm very happy with how that's come out. And then I'm about to unbatch Kel from Dark Shades of Magic. I was going to do a Sassenach wax melt until I realised that 2 out of the 3 oils that I use are out of stock. I'm completely out. So I need to work this week, and then next week when I get paid, like work the upcoming week, and then when I get paid the following Friday, I'm going to reorder those. So instead I made some Kel Maresh ones, and I've got a little surprise in the bottom of them. So I'm just going to pop one open now and check and see. I just had like one that was a little bit left over, so this one I'm keeping for demo. It hasn't got the little bits in the bottom. It smells so good. But yeah, this one I'm using as a demo because it's got the mica powder in, and I can just sort of show what they'll look like when they're warmed up. So yeah, let's get to unpackaging these. Okay, so like I said, this is the first time that I've done these. I'm going to go over them with the heat gun to smooth them out a bit, but just to check the bottoms are okay. Oh, okay. There's supposed to be a rose petal in the mid, like a rosebud. Some of the bits have come out really well, but I think I might need to put a little bit more in there. That one hasn't been loosened yet. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. That one, if I just break a little bit out, you can see the rosebud more clearly. Again, you can see the little florals, dried florals. Okay, I'm happy with those. Okay, I'm pretty happy with those. I need to do a test run of melting them down, having a look to see how they come out. But I'm quite happy with that. I just need to, like I said, get a few more smells and restock a few things. But yeah, I'm excited, expanding the range. So yeah, I'm gonna head in. I've started watching Russian Doll today. I'm not normally a fan of like do-over things like Groundhog Day and stuff, but it looked intriguing enough, and I love Natasha Lyonne. I think she's fantastic. So, indoors. Yeah, so I think she's pretty fan-dabby-doozy, so I thought I would give it a go. So yeah, just gonna go grab some chocolate, settle in, and then in about 4 hours I'm being picked up to go to my brother's to babysit the baby. So I need to work out what I'm taking because I'm staying there overnight. I just got home, spent one night at home, and then I'm spending another night somewhere else. Like, ugh, could we not? So yeah, hope you have a good Saturday, and I'll speak soon. No, don't try and walk off with it. It's attached to the wall. Dummy. Bye. Oh, you're caught. Hey everyone, I'm just getting ready for bed, and yeah, it's been quite a fun evening babysitting, although like, oh, she's an easy baby, she'll go down really quick. And yes, there is a little play because I'm in the spare bedroom, and this is where all the nieces and that live, and So there's like a little slide. But yeah, they were like, oh yeah, she'll go down like 7 o'clock. She'll be asleep by 8, and then it'll be a beautiful night and everything will be fine. Was not fine. I mean, she could have been a lot worse, and she was good as gold all night. She just didn't want to sleep. Like when I got there, I could see she was a little bit wired, and both me and her mum commented that she looked a little bit awake. She didn't look like it was bedtime. She didn't look like she wanted to go to bed. And we were a bit like, oh no. And they put her to bed, and she was good as gold, just lying there. But I kept noticing on the monitor that she kept sitting up. She was like calling out and playing with her teddy, and I didn't want to go in there to sort of be like, no, sleep time, because I didn't want to disrupt. Hang on, I can actually prop this up against something. Hang on, let me be smart. Can I? No. I could tell she wasn't settling. I was just like, And then she did seem to be settling, and then I cooked my dinner, and I got halfway through it, and the music cut off on her toy, and she really started to be yelling. She was like, Nana, Mama, Daddy, and I was like, okay, this isn't a leave her to it. This is I kind of need to actually go and see her, because she clearly needs someone. And I messaged my brother first, and he was like, yeah, just go check on her. As soon as I walked in, she sat up, arms up, going like, which is her, I want up, I want cuddles. So I brought her back downstairs. She hadn't finished her milk before she went to bed, so she finished that. And then we just cuddled up on the sofa, started watching Turning Red, and then she got a little bit angsty about halfway through. She sort of climbed off. It was super cute. She wears like this little sleeping bag thing, so she was like shuffling across the living room, and she's got like a little chair that she sits in, so she started dragging that over, and I was like, if I bring it over, will you sit in it? And she nodded. So I brought it over, put her in it. She settled, was good as gold, but then she did get a little bit angsty and started to try and play a little bit, and I went, no, TV or bed. And when I said that, she did go a little bit like, and started like moaning. And then she went back to bed about 9:30, and by 20 to 10, she was out for the count. Like literally, I put her in bed, I gave her kisses, I put a dummy, like she tried to give me her dummy and then started to try and play, and I went, no, put the dummy in her mouth, and she took it that time. Gave her a blanket and her little Peter Rabbit teddy, and I went night night, shut the door, and literally within not even 5 minutes, I looked on the screen and she was gone. And I just checked on her now. It's about nearly 12, and I've just checked on her now, and she's absolutely sound asleep. And yeah, so that's been an experience, because I've babysat kids before, but I've always babysat kids that have just been asleep the whole time. I've never had to put them to bed. So I got my first taste of parenthood, like proper parenthood, today, which meant that I only got to eat half my dinner, and then I had to reheat the other half. And then by the time she was all settled down and I got the dishes done, because obviously I borrowed my brother's kitchen, so I didn't want to just leave all the dishes hanging around till the morning, so I did those. It was like 10:30, 11:15, and I was already pretty exhausted, and I finished off the episode of Misfits that I was watching, and I've just come up to bed now. It's probably, I think it's coming up to midnight by now, or it's around about then. But I do want to try and get at least the first chapter of Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo in. I want to at least try and get some of this in, because I was meant to start it on Monday, and it's now Saturday, and I've not even picked it up. Although I did just open it and see how small the writing is, and I was like, this is smaller than a normal book. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to get on and start this now, try and get the first chapter at least done. And then go sleep. Well, they should be home within the next 45 minutes, because my brother has work at 5 o'clock in the morning. Fun. So they should be back soon, and I'm gonna stop waffling and do some reading. I have new hair stuff, and it's made a hell of a difference. I actually was in TK Maxx a couple of days ago with my stepmom, and I saw that they had some Naughty shampoo and conditioner and hairstyling cream. And when I've been looking up like what brands I should use for my hair, the brands Curly Girl and Naughty are like everywhere, and I have seen a lot of people rave about them. And I don't know if the shampoo's made really any difference. Like, my hair is quite soft, but not any different to normal. And the frizziness is kind of about the same, but that's probably because my hair needs cutting more than anything. But the actual, like, the styling cream to sort of help with your curls. I mean, look at that. How bloody... And this is my hair 90% dry. By now, normally, like this part of my hair, the curl kind of drops back out because obviously my hair's had 30 years of being brushed and treated like wavy or just regular straight hair. So it's not bad considering a month ago about 6 weeks ago when I started this, I had I had wavy hair. So yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with that. I've also had a really successful day today. I have been working on some candle stuff. I now have wax melts for Jamie Fraser, and I've also and Kel Maresh, which I did yesterday. And I also now have both candles and wax melts for Holland from Dark Shades of Magic. So in stock, I now have Alucard, Kel, Rye, and Holland. And I just need to wait until I next get paid, and I will be ordering the stuff so I can have Lila. And then I'll be selling them as a set of 5. And then I've also kind of got loose plans to do each of the Londons, like grey, white, black, and red London. And then I'll have like a full set of like 9 candles. So if you super nerds, or if you're looking to do a birthday gift or a special gift for someone, maybe think about that. So yeah, I've been doing all that today. I did a stock check of all my oils. I then went through all the oils that I've not yet used in anything, and I've got a little list here. Is the upcoming products. I'm not going to say everyone, but I will say you already know there's a Twilight set coming up. There's a House of Earth and Crescent City selection, and I've picked the first 4 candles for that. And then I've already said that I will be expanding on the My Hero Academia, and I've got a couple of others, including a very special one that Shah from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books has requested. So I'm in the planning stages of that. So Shah, keep it secret for now. But yeah, I'm actually doing a little bit of a collab with her. She's been helping me decide on the scents, and now that I know what scents I'm doing, I will be ordering the fragrances for that very soon. So yeah, it's been a really successful day. I've been doing loads of photography, I've updated my listings. I then realised that Etsy forgot to tell me that I had an order that got placed by somebody yesterday. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, thanks for not telling me. Yeah, and then obviously I feel like I should be way tireder than I actually am, because it's 10 o'clock and I've been up since on and off since 5:30 this morning, but up properly from about 7:45 this morning, because where I was at my brother's and like on child looking after duties. But I'm not really that tired. Like, maybe I'm just that tired I've gone hyper. But I've also filmed a load of stuff for TikTok, and I've done some BookTok stuff, so I've now got an official TikTok for my candles. So check me out, I'm Character Scent Candle, all one word. I'll link a little thingy here. And I have also got, what else? I've also done some bits for my BookTok, which is me, K-Beth Bookish. But anyway, I am going to wrap up this week. So, I can't remember if it was this week or last week that I finished The Hate You Give, but whichever week it was, I finished it. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was incredible. I've done so much this week, I can barely even think about what I've done. I only got back from my dad's on Friday, and I'm already Just like, what the hell? But I really didn't do much reading this week. There was The Hate U Give. I then finished the 4th book in the Fever series, so I've now finished Dream Fever. And I'm on book 5, which is Shadow Fever, and I'm about a quarter of the way through that now. And then I've picked up 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo about 5 times, and I just have not gotten around to actually starting it. And I still haven't even started either of my reads that I need for Magical Readathon. So next week being the final week in April, I really, really need to get those done as a priority. I'll have a rethink about the books that I've already read. And I think there's 3 that I've not yet logged on the system. So maybe I can like reallocate one of those to fit the prompt. We shall see. And then the final thing that I've done this week is Holly Hearts Books, who, as you guys know, I absolutely love her reviews and her books. She does my favourite, or one of my favourite readathons of all time, which is the Medieval-a-thon. That got announced. I was a little bit disappointed because the prompts are exactly the same as last year. So I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd get slight variations. But it's also kind of cool because it just means that I'll do a different path. So last year I did the tailor slash... No, I didn't. I did the baker career and I only did like 3 books. This year I've decided I'm going down the blacksmith path, and if I complete that I'll then do tailoring. So I've been sat planning that, which means that tomorrow on my to-do list, because I've got like my business to-do list, and then on the other side I will have my to-do list for general things. And I think recording my TBR, you know how I said every day I have one thing that has to get done. I think record my TBR for May is going to be on there. And I think I might have to abandon my My Hero Academia reading game. I'm just realising that I prefer to just either do a readathon or just have a mood read. And I'm finding that I'm not really enjoying playing the game every month, so I might just not do that. We'll see. But yeah, that is the wrap up for my week. It's been a really lovely week, if absolutely exhausting. And I'm looking forward to being back at work whenever I'm back at work next week. I've got tomorrow off and I'm yet to find out if I'm working Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Hope you've had a really good week. Let me know in the comments as usual what your favourite read of the week was. For me it was pretty much my only reads, which were both the books that I've already mentioned. And yeah, I will see you this time next week for next week's vlog. Bye!